Give it up for Penn and Teller, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here. Before we start, I just wanted to say, I know you're supposed to be on the other day, and that's when I had my accident on my finger. Thank you so much for coming back on, because you know I love you so much.
Thanks for making time for us.
And I wanted to congratulate you then, I'll do it now. Tim's Vermeer, if you've ever seen this documentary, you directed it,
Teller
right?
directed it, I produced it. We wrote it together,
Watch this documentary. You won't even believe what you see. It's something I just can't even describe, but fascinating. I didn't want it to end, but anyways, it's on iTunes and Netflix, and check it all out. It's just, anyways, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Thank you for making that movie. So you never stop working. I'm so happy you're here. I thought you would never come back to New York.
Yeah, well, it was tough.
Yeah,
it's tough because we're in Vegas, and it turns out when they name the theater after you and paint your picture 300 feet tall on the side of the hotel, and you tell them we want to go a different place to do a show for a while, they get angry. And they're Vegas, so when they get angry, it matters.
Oh yeah, you don't screw around that. So
don't monkey with them.
So you're only here till August.
Just doing 6 weeks. 6 weeks till
August 16th. Penn and Teller on Broadway.com to get tickets if you want to go check this out. What tricks are you performing during the show?
Well, we brought stuff we haven't done outside of Vegas ever. We're going to be, we vanish an elephant on stage, which has been done in New York since Houdini. We're doing that. And we're doing stuff that's 40 years old. We've been together 40 years. And also stuff that's brand new. We tried to make this, since our 40th anniversary is August 15th or something, we tried to make this kind of a celebration of that for us.
It's been 40 years.
Yeah, 40 years.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
It's been a long time.
And always something original, always something different.
And we've been on The Tonight Show with Don Rickles, which is all that really matters.
That's what really matters. Don Rickles was out here, I know exactly. But every time you always come in with new and original, fresh takes on everything. That's what I got to respect about you guys. You never stop. And so what are you doing? What trick are you doing for us tonight?
Well, Teller asked me if I'd ever seen a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat. And I realized I'd never seen that trick. And then Teller told me he hadn't either. And that's weird because that's a cliche. You know, when someone recognizes me, they have to recognize me in Times Square, they'll go, "Hey, magic boy, pull a rabbit out of your hat."
Something like that.
And when you're going to draw, if you're going to draw a magician, you draw a top hat and a wand and a hat. And I'd never seen that trick live. And maybe some of you haven't either. And there's reasons for that. One is it's really hard magic. It's wicked hard. And another reason is it's kind of anachronism. In 19th century France, when that became a cliche, in a formal gathering, people wore top hats, you know?
Yeah.
But now, unless someone's really into cosplay or, you know, there's a steampunk convention in town, you don't see them very often. Could we loan this to you for a moment?
Sure.
Just for a second? I just want you to get a sense of it and try it on a little bit. So what magicians will do, that's good, is they will use a representation of a top hat. Like they'll have a handkerchief, which magicians call a silk, and they'll draw a top hat on it and then do some silk tricks. And then from a picture of a top hat, they'll show their hand empty and then pull out a rabbit. But that's a rabbit out of a handkerchief. It's out of a silk. It's not a real top hat, and it's also not a real rabbit. This is what's called a kicker. They're sold at magic stores. It's a piece of spring with some fur on it. And if you puppeteer it properly, and Teller does, it looks like a real rabbit from, you know, back of the fourth balcony or something.
Sure.
And it solves a lot of problems. You can do things with a kicker you can't do with a real rabbit. It compresses, you can palm it. You can also hide it up your sleeve. And it also solves the ethical problem. Over the past few hundred years, humanity's sphere of compassion has grown, and we now want animals treated with compassion, dignity, and respect. So you may
fake
You may
rabbit.
have never seen that trick, but if
No.
we have, does anybody have a top hat? Do you have borrow this top hat?
Sure.
Is it empty? Did you check it out?
It's empty,
and
yeah,
You,
I
and
just
you
wore it.
collapsed it, and you open it up.
Yep.
And I want you to know it's empty. I'm going to show it to the audience, but it's black on black. And here's the wand, and here's the trick, Jimmy, you may have never seen. Borrow top hat, magic gesture, 2 taps, and out of the hat comes a rabbit. That's Hockey Puck, the rabbit named after Joe Rickles.
That's a real rabbit.
I want to make this very clear.
How did this all just...
You were treated with compassion, dignity, and respect. Is that
Sure.
correct? Sure, sure.
Oh my God.
That's Hockey Puck.
That's
the rabbit.
ladies and gentlemen.
Now you've seen a rabbit out of a hat.
Penn and Teller, ladies and gentlemen.